Today I want to look at a very simple expert advisor. This expert advisor will simply place trades and then close all of them as a basket when we reach a designated average profit. So I have MetaTrader 4 open here. I'll be writing this for both MetaTrader 4 and MetaTrader 5, but I'll start with MetaTrader 4 first because there are very few changes to make then to MetaTrader 5. So to create this, we first click the icon to open the editor. And then with the editor open, I've already created a folder called Orchard under Experts here. And inside that, I've created a folder called Average Profit. So with Average Profit selected, I right click on that and select New File. Expert Advisor, Next, Average Profit, Next, Next, Finish. And that has created the template for the Expert Advisor. I'm just going to tidy this up a little bit and then we'll continue and write the expert. I've just tidied this up a little bit by removing some of the comments and blank lines and changed the layout a little. But we already have the three key parts, the on init, on dinit, and on tick. I won't need on dinit for this. But the first thing I do need are some inputs. So I want to limit the maximum number of trades. I said this expert advisor will open trades and then close them as a basket. If without a limit, it would just create an unlimited number of trades if the price kept going against you. So I just want to set a maximum on that. My maximum trades, I'm going to default that to 10. I also don't want the trades to be too close together. So I'm having this input trade gap, and that's an actual price movement change. So it won't place trades that are closer than 0.005 together. Then I'm also building this so that it only trades in one direction at a time. So you can run this for either buy or sell. And so I've set up an input of type enum order type. That's the input type. And I'm just defaulting that to buy. Then, because this closes a basket of trades when they reach a target profit, I want to set that target profit. So what I'm saying here is minimum profit. And for this example, I'm just using $1. So when the total profit on all trades added together reaches $1, it will close all of those trades. And then for expert advisors, a magic number, and expert advisors can use this magic number to identify their own trades. Each trade carries the magic number with it, and by searching for trades that have that same number, this expert knows that those trades were placed by this expert. Then a trade comment, which serves no purpose other than to appear in the account history so that you can see what the trades were for. And I'm just defaulting that to the file name with this _file_ macro. And finally, the volume, I'm going to default this to trading 0.01 lots per trade. So next, I'm creating a structure that I'm calling STradeSum, because in order to determine that I've reached that average or total profit, I need to know how many trades I have, what the total profit is on all trades, and I also, for purpose of knowing when to open a new trade, need to know the trailing price of that group of trades. So trailing price for buys would be the lowest ordered price, and trailing price for sells would be the highest price. So I'm just creating a structure to hold that. So it has an integer type count, which will tell me how many total trades I have. I have a double profit, which tells me the total profit on all the trades, and then of course the trailing price. So down to the on tick section, there's nothing in on init, and there's nothing in on dinit. In on tick though, I'm firstly declaring my variable of this STradeSum type. I'm just calling that sum. And then I want to gather the information for that. I'm going to do that in a subroutine. So I'll write that function later. I just want to get through the on tick first, and then we'll have three functions to add. So this getSum function will populate that sum variable. Then I want to say if the total profit returned is greater than my input minimum profit, then I'm just going to close everything. This is another function that we'll write soon. So that's a simple test, and I'm simply saying I've reached my target. It doesn't matter if I've got one trade or all 10 trades open. As soon as the total profit from all of those has reached my target profit, $1 in my case, then I'll just close everything and start again. The next test that I have, so that's an if condition, then I've got else if sum.count. equals 0. So I'm simply saying I have no trades open, and in that case all I want to do is open the first trade for the group. And I'll do that with another function that we're about to write, which is open trade. And finally, as long as the count is less than the maximum number of trades, so remember I don't want to go over 10 trades in this case, so as long as my total number of trades is less than that, then I can execute these blocks. And this is simply saying if the type that I set up was an order type buy, and symbol info double symbol ask will give me the opening price for buy type trades. So this gives me the ask for buys. And as long as that price is less than or equal to the trail price, which I gathered in this getSum function, and that minus the input trade gap. So remember, these are buy trades, so the trailing price is the lowest price trade, and by subtracting the trade gap, I'm getting that extra 0.005 below that. So as long as the current open price for a buy trade is less than or equal to that, then I will open a trade. And for sell, it's just the opposite. So if the type is an order type sell and symbol info double, here I'm getting the bid price. So bid is the opening price for a sell trade. As long as the bid price is greater than or equal to the trailing price plus the trade gap, so trailing price plus trade gap, then I'm opening a new trade. So now let's look at those functions, because that's everything for the everything for the on-tick section. That will open the trades, close the trades, and open new trades if we move far enough away. So now let's look at the open trade first. So the first thing I need to do in the open trade function is to get the price. So price being the price that I'm going to open this new trade at. And that depends on the type. So I'm saying if it's a type buy, then I'm going to get the ask price. And if it's not a type buy, then I'm assuming that it must be a sell, then I'll simply get the bid price. So that's just getting the appropriate open price for a buy or a sell. And once I have that price, it's just a matter of using the order send function in MetaTrader 4. And for that, I pass in the symbol, the type, the volume, 0.01, the price calculated here. I'm setting 0 for slippage and 0 for stop loss and take profit. For a more robust expert advisor, you'll probably want to set those. And then the trade comment and the magic number that we input above. And that's everything needed to open the trade. So now let's look at the close trade, because this is a little bit more complicated. So first thing in closing all, I need to know how many trades I have open. So there's the orders total function. I'm capturing that into a variable I'm calling count. And then I'm looping through these, and I'm looping backwards. So for int I equals count minus 1, as long as I is greater than or equal to 0, I minus minus to count down to 0. It's important to process the closed trades backwards, because if you close a trade, if you think of it like a stack of blocks, when you close a trade, it disappears from the stack and all the other blocks above come down one. And if you're counting upwards, then you would skip that next trade because it's replaced a trade that you've just closed. By counting from the top, when you remove a trade, it doesn't matter because you'll just keep moving back down to the trade below. So it's a good practice to get into, to count backwards whenever you're counting through your trades, even if it's not for closing them, because it just gets you into a good habit. Then I have to select that order, and I'm using the order select function, passing in I, which is the position number. I'm telling it that I'm selecting by position, because order select can also select by ticket number. And I'm looking at mode trades because it can also pull back history. So order select I, selecting by position. Then I need to know that this is a trade for this expert advisor. On this account, I might be running other expert advisors and in other currencies. So first thing I want to check is order symbol, if that's equal to the symbol on my chart, so I know it's the right symbol. If order magic number is equal to the input magic number, remember I said that's how expert advisors can identify their own trades. And as long as the type is the correct type. If all those conditions are met, then I can go ahead and close the trade. And I'll do that simply by calling the order close function. That needs the ticket number, which I can get from the order ticket function because I have this order selected. It needs to know how many lots to close, and I'm going to close all of the lots for the order, so I'll use the order lots function. And the price that I'm going to close at, which is conveniently already in the order close price function. And I'm allowing zero slippage here. And that will close all of the orders for this symbol, magic number, and type. And I've already determined above that I've reached the target profit, so there's no checks to perform in here. So now to get the summary of all of those trades. So step one, just as above, I need the total number of orders, which I'm capturing into a variable called count. Now I want to zero out this sum variable that's been passed in. So this is the structure strade sum. It's been passed in. I just want to zero everything. So that's as simple as setting count, profit, and trail price to 0. And then the loop, which is the same as the loop above. Now it doesn't matter if I'm counting forwards or backwards here because I'm simply gathering information. But like I said, it's a good practice to get into the habit of counting backwards through these trades. So for int I equals count minus 1, as long as I is greater than or equal to 0, I minus minus. And the same order select function. And the same test, order symbol needs to match magic number and type. And then to increment the count, I'm just doing sum.count++. To calculate my total profit for my basket of trades, I'm simply asking for order profit plus order swap plus order commission. So that will give me the real profit that I can make if I close this trade now. And then to get the trail price, depends whether I'm buying or selling. So if the type is an order type buy, then as long as if the sum trail price is already 0, that means I haven't found a trade yet. So I'll just grab the first one. But if it's equal to 0 or the order open price is less than the trail price, so I've found an order that has a lower price for a buy, then I can simply set the trail price to be the current order open price. And for order type sell, I still say if the trail price is equal to 0, which means I haven't found anything yet, or it would be the first trade that I'm looking at, or the order open price is greater than the trail price, so exactly the opposite for a sell, then trail price is equal to the order open price. And that's the complete expert advisor. This will begin by opening a trade, and when I run this example, I'll just use the default. So it will open a buy trade, and then if the price moves down by 0.005, it will open another buy trade and another buy trade until eventually the price moves to a point where the total profit on all of those trades adds to my target $1. And when that happens, we'll close all the trades. That will mean there are no trades open, and it will open another trade then and start again. So not necessarily a great strategy, but it's a good example of closing trades in a basket at an average or target price. I'll just compile that to make sure I haven't made any typing mistakes. Now I've got two warnings here. One says I should check the value of order send, and the other that I should check the value of order close. They're just warnings to say that in case these didn't work, I should check them. You really should check those, because if something goes wrong, you need to be able to, particularly in the order close, if you don't close an order, it's a good idea to go back and try again, because you'll have one open when you thought that you closed everything in a basket. But I'm just not going to worry about them for this example. So we'll go to MetaTrader 4 now and see this operate. And after that, I'll come back and do the same things on MetaTrader 5 and then show that running on MetaTrader 5. I'm here in the MetaTrader 4 Strategy Tester. I'm running on Euro, US dollars, doesn't really matter what I'm running on. And I've just started this tester up, and as you can see, it had no orders to begin with, and so I've opened up my first buy trade here, and now we'll watch and see as the price moves. Let me just zoom this a little bit to make it easier to see. And I'll speed it a little to get through. So we can see there the price has gone up, and at each point where I've reached that $1 profit target, it's closed that trade and opened another. But now we'll see the price begin to come down. And here, this is 50.005 or 50 pips below the original open price, so it's opened a second trade. I think the price is falling further. Now it's opened a third trade, and then it's reached a point here where the average profit on all three trades, and you can see it's closed the original, the second and the third trade all here and reached an average profit. And then of course it's opened a new trade at the same time. Now I have the editor open for MetaTrader 5. I've simply copied in all of the code from the MetaTrader 4 Expert Advisor to begin with, because there are not many changes. The structure of the Expert Advisor is the same. So I'll just make the changes that are needed now for this to work under MetaTrader 5. So first, I'm going to be using the trade class to perform the open and the close on the trades here. It makes life easier than executing through the basic functions. And to do that, I need to include this trade/trade.mqh that holds the ctrade class, and that's supplied with MetaTrader 5. And because I'm going to be using that class, I need a variable of type ctrade. I'm declaring this as a simple variable. It's not a pointer, so there's no asterisk here. That means that it will be created for me automatically. I don't need to do a new statement, and I also don't need to worry about deleting this when the expert finishes. And because this is basically a utility that wraps up a number of functions, that's perfectly acceptable in this case. I'm not using it to really store any state here. The one thing though with the trade object, in the arguments to open trades, there is no position to enter the magic number, which I need for expert advisors. But you can set the magic number on the trade object. So I'll do that in the onEnded section with this trade.setExpertMagicNumber function. And that just stores the magic number in the trade, and then it will use that each time it opens a new trade. There's no change in this onDNet because, as I said, I don't need to worry about deleting this trade object because it's not a pointer. The onTick section, also no changes in here. I'm still using the same structure for the sum, the same comparisons for minimum profit. I'm still calling my close all function, calling the open trade function. These functions are all the same. In MetaTrader 5, there is also a position type buy. I'm continuing to use order type buy and order type sell here because they have the same value, and the open trade statement wants the order type rather than the position type, although the close, because I'm using the same values, it will still work on the close. So I'm just retaining order type rather than changing to position type here. But otherwise, the code for onTick hasn't changed at all. The first changes happen in the open trade. I can't use order send here. It has a different meaning in MetaTrader 5. So that's why I created that trade object. I'm going to use the trade to place this order. And that's as simple as calling trade.positionOpen. The arguments are very similar to the order send. I'm passing in the symbol, the type, which is order type buy or sell, my trade volume, the price, again that's the price calculated here, stop loss, take profit, and the trade comment. And you'll see there is no argument here for the magic number, which is why I set that earlier. Next changes are in close all. Orders total, I can't use that. There is an orders total function, but it returns orders which are in MetaTrader 5. They are the pending orders. I want to know the opened orders, so I want the positions total. So it's as simple as changing that to positions total. The loop, I'm still counting down, but I can't use order select because I want to find the positions. And the position select is a little different here. So there is a position get ticket function. Again, it works on the position in my list of orders, so I'm still passing in I, but this will return the ticket number for that position. It will also select the position at the same time, so I can use the details of this position then through the rest of the loop, but it also gives me the ticket number back. If this fails, I will get a ticket number less than or equal to 0. So I've replaced the if order select with ticket equals position get ticket, and then if ticket is greater than 0. And now because I have a ticket instead of an order, I don't use these order functions. I'll replace those with the appropriate position functions. And in this case, it's position get string of position symbol to check my symbol, and position get integer for position magic and position type. And that will perform the same comparison on the position that I was performing in MetaTrader 4 on order. And then also I need to replace the order close. And this is again why I have the trade object. So it's just trade.position close, passing in the ticket number, and that's why I stored this ticket here. And then these next changes are in get sum. So just as before, I can't use orders total, I need to use positions total. The loop here also changes for the same things, order select and order symbol, magic number and type. I need to replace all of those with the position equivalents, and they'll be the same as they were for the earlier loop. Sum count plus plus doesn't change. Sum profit, I can't use these order profit and order swap, so I need to replace those with the position equivalents, and they are position get double, position profit, and position get double, position swap. So that gives me my profit on that position. And then the basic logic here is the same, but I don't have order open price, so I'll replace that with position get double, position price open. And other than that, the rest of this logic is the same. So very simple changes there to make this work for MetaTrader 5. Let me just compile and make sure that's acceptable. Yeah, that's fine. And so now we'll go back and do the same example on MetaTrader 5 that we did with MetaTrader 4 earlier, and we'll run this through the strategy tester. Now this is the MT5 strategy tester. I've just opened it up, and again it's placed the buy trade initially here. Now I'm using a different set of data on the MetaTrader 5 test just because I had different data. And you can see it hasn't had the initial profits here from moving the price up, but it has come down and opened a second trade here, 50 pips below the initial trade. And now the price has come back up. This, with the data I'm running in MetaTrader 5, only opened 2 trades, but then they were both closed here, and it's opened another trade. And they were both closed with an average profit of $1. So that is my explanation on a simple expert advisor. It's basically showing a technique for you to calculate the average on your basket, or rather the total profit on your basket, and then to close the entire basket of trades when you've reached that target. So I hope you found this useful. If you did, then please click the like button. And if you want to see more of our videos, click subscribe. And then if you click the bell icon, you'll also get a notification when we release new videos. So until the next time, thank you for watching.